Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Listen and Learn English. I'm so glad you're here with us today. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for choosing us as your go-to channel for learning English in a fun and engaging way. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to improve your fluency, this channel is dedicated to helping you achieve your goals, one step at a time. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, how did they get to where they are? Maybe you've seen a friend transform their life, improve their health, or start a successful career, and you thought, I wish I could do that. We all have those moments of self-doubt, wondering if transformation is even possible. But here's the secret. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's not about one big decision or a sudden change. It's about small, consistent actions that, over time, lead to massive results. Think about it. If you could make just a 1% improvement every day, where would you be in a year? The truth is, those small actions you take today can lead to incredible transformations tomorrow. But the key is, you've got to start. Today, we're diving into how even the smallest changes can lead to life-changing results. We'll explore the power of daily habits, the importance of mindset, and how consistency can be the driving force behind your transformation. So, let's dive into it. Stick with us, because by the end of this episode, you'll have the tools and the mindset to start your own transformation journey. Are you ready? Let's get started and learn how small steps can lead to big changes, starting today. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more lessons and insights to help you unlock your full potential. Hey, Brian, welcome back. Today, we're diving into something that can feel a little daunting, but is so crucial for personal growth: obstacles to change.
Absolutely, Nancy. It's something I think we all struggle with at some point. You know, I've been thinking about how people always want to change their lives, but they often hit these barriers.
Yeah, it's crazy how hard change can be, even when you know it's for the better. I've noticed that most people face a few specific obstacles when trying to change. I think the biggest one is fear. It's like they're paralyzed by it.
That's so true. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown. It can stop you dead in your tracks. I remember when I wanted to start learning Spanish. Every time I tried, I'd think, what if I don't get it right? What if I fail? That fear held me back for way too long.
Yeah, I think that's a common one: fear of failure. But what if you succeed? We tend to focus on the negative outcomes, but we forget that success is possible too. What if we get it right? What if we achieve something we never thought possible?
That's a powerful shift in perspective. Fear of failure is a huge obstacle, but I also think lack of direction holds people back. It's easy to feel lost when you want to change, but you don't know where to start. Without a clear path, it's like trying to find your way in the dark.
Exactly. And without direction, it's hard to stay motivated. We get stuck in a cycle of trying different things, but not committing to any one path because we're unsure of where it'll lead. The key here is finding just one small step to take. Once you start moving, even just a little, it gets easier to find your direction.
Right. And it's not just about fear or lack of direction. Negative self-talk can also be a major barrier. I've heard so many people say things like, I'm just not good at this, or I'll never succeed. It's like they've already decided their fate before even trying.
Oh, I've been there too. I used to tell myself that I wasn't good at math, so I'd avoid it. I had this negative belief in my mind, and it kept me from even attempting. But once I shifted my thinking and gave myself permission to try, even if I wasn't perfect at first, I saw progress.
That's such an important point. We often get in our own way with negative self-talk. But it's important to remind ourselves that change is possible. We need to take action despite those fears. And we need to stop the negative thoughts from holding us back.
That's right. So let's talk about how to overcome these obstacles. One great way to combat fear is by reframing our thoughts. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, we should focus on what could go right. The key is not to let fear control us.
Yes, reframing is a game changer. And with direction, I always recommend breaking down big goals into small, manageable steps. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just focus on what you can do today. And as for negative self-talk, challenging those thoughts is huge. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, replace it with, I'm learning and I'm improving.
Absolutely. And a great strategy for motivation is just starting. Often motivation comes after we take action, not before. Once you take that first step, the rest seems to fall into place. Even if it's small, it's still progress.
All right, now that we've covered some obstacles, let's dive into something really exciting: the power of small daily changes.
Yes, this is the game changer. You know, I used to think that big dramatic changes were the only way to make progress. But then I learned about the 1% rule.
Oh, I love this concept. If you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. It's mind-blowing. Small changes really do compound over time.
Exactly. It's not about making one big leap forward, but about consistently making small, positive changes. If you commit to just a little bit every day, those efforts add up and lead to massive results. It's like interest in a bank account. Small deposits over time create big returns.
I know someone who transformed their health by simply walking for 20 minutes every day. They didn't start with intense workouts or big changes. It was just that small, consistent effort. And look where they are now. They've lost weight, improved their fitness, and feel better than ever.
That's such an inspiring story. And it's not just about fitness, it's about habits. The things we do consistently shape who we are. If you make small changes to your daily habits, over time, they completely redefine your identity.
That's so powerful. I know for me, I started reading 10 pages of a book every day. At first, it didn't seem like much, but over time, I've read dozens of books. That's the beauty of small daily actions. They accumulate and create lasting transformation.
Yes, and the best part is, once you start seeing progress, it becomes easier to stay motivated. You start to realize that your actions are actually shaping your future, and that can be so empowering.
It really is empowering. So the key takeaway here is, small, consistent actions lead to big transformations. Whether it's reading, exercising, or even practicing English, those tiny efforts make all the difference over time.
Now let's dive into the concept of mindset. The way we think has such a huge impact on our ability to change.
Definitely. It's all about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are set in stone. But people with a growth mindset believe they can improve through effort and learning.
Exactly. When I first started learning French, I thought I wasn't good at languages. But once I adopted a growth mindset, I realized that it wasn't about being good from the start. It was about learning and improving along the way. And that's what made the difference.
That's so true. And it's not just about mindset. It's also about how our brains work. Have you ever heard of the reticular activating system, RAS? It's the part of the brain that filters out information based on what we focus on.
Yes, it's like when you learn a new word, suddenly you hear it everywhere. Your brain is now attuned to notice it. If you focus on your progress and the positive steps you're taking, your brain will find more evidence of that success.
Exactly. So, if you're always telling yourself, "I can't do this," your brain will look for ways to confirm that belief. But if you say, "I am improving every day," your brain will find evidence of that too. That's why positive self-talk is so important.
Absolutely. And visualization can also help reprogram your brain. Picture yourself succeeding, and your brain starts to believe it's possible. Combine that with gratitude for the small wins, and you'll create a powerful mindset shift.
Now, let's talk about taking action. So many people wait for motivation to strike before they do anything. But action comes before motivation.
Exactly. I used to wait for the perfect moment to start something new, whether it was learning a new skill or making a big decision. But you know what? That perfect moment never came.
Right. Done is better than perfect. I always say that. Imperfect action is far better than no action at all. The key is just to start. Once you do, motivation follows.
And that's so true. Once I took the first step, everything started to fall into place. And it's the same with learning a language or improving a skill. Just start, and the confidence will grow.
We've talked a lot about taking action, but let's not forget how our environment plays a role in all of this. Nancy.
Yes, the people we surround ourselves with can either lift us up or hold us back. If you're around negative people, it can be so hard to stay motivated. But if you surround yourself with people who support and encourage you, it makes all the difference.
Absolutely. I know someone who joined a community of people learning English, and it completely transformed their experience. They found support, accountability, and encouragement. That's the power of being around the right people.
That's a great example. Your environment shapes your habits. If you fill your life with positivity, you'll start to think and act more positively. And if you reduce exposure to negativity, whether it's negative people or negative media, it becomes easier to stay on track.
All right, Nancy, I think we've covered so much today. To wrap things up, what would you say is the key takeaway from all of this?
I'd say it's this: you have more control over your life than you think. Small daily changes, a growth mindset, and a supportive environment can completely transform your life over time. It's all about starting, even if it's just one small step today.
I couldn't agree more. So, let's challenge our viewers to take that first step. What's one small change you can make today to start moving toward the transformation you want?
And don't forget to download our free PDF guide. It's packed with practical exercises and vocabulary to help you along your journey. Let's keep growing together.